All right, Tulsa and East Carolina. We have East Carolina 16.5-point home favorites, 54.5 the total here in this one. Tulsa coming off a bye week where they got slammed by Memphis, 45-7, drilled in that game by the Memphis Tigers, and then lost, of course, the week before against Tulane, 31-14. So it's really been a couple of really, really tough losses, blowout losses in a row for Tulsa. We'll see if they can bounce back. East Carolina, what a weird game against Tulane last week. They looked like they were going to get blown out early. Couldn't move the football. Jake Retzlaff and the offense having success. Then the defense tightened it up, and for basically, they held Tulane to field goals, and the defense was really, really stepping it up, and Tulane's offense hit a wall. East Carolina comes all the way back, takes the lead, and then it's a run out for Tulane at the end. So roller coaster of a game that ends with Tulane victorious 26-19. This offense is definitely slowed down in recent weeks. We talked about how good it was when Blake Harrell took over, John David Baker, the offensive coordinator, and what a good job they were doing initially. While the offense is 5.7 yards per play, 76th in the country, hasn't been great this year. The passing game is strong. Overall, they're still throwing the ball quite a bit. The run game has really struggled for them. Tulsa's run defense has struggled. So something's got to give there as far as that matchup's concerned. East Carolina is the better team. We know that. If their offense gets humming against a Tulsa defense that's been absolutely brutal, this could get ugly again. But is East Carolina the kind of team we're fully on board with trusting as a double-digit favorite? You go back to last year, November, and I believe this was post-coaching change last year when East Carolina played Tulsa. 16.5-point favorites at Tulsa, and it was a 38-31 East Carolina victory outright. The East Carolina victory, but Tulsa covered as a 16.5-point dog in that game. So this might be one of these games where it's hold your nose. Tulsa struggled, but they're off a bye. They only lost by 7 to ECU last November. This could be too many points, in my opinion, for East Carolina. C-Mac, what do you think here? Tulsa, ECU.
Yeah, that game was pretty crazy. The ECU game you talked about. They're down, and they come back, take the lead, and lose it there in the fourth. It was just a little bit wild. Lands right on the number 2. Tulsa, this offense at time. Francis, he was horrible. I thought they'd at least get a couple scores in that game against Memphis, and they didn't. They kept it under. He had 3 picks also in that one. But they are off the bye. Man, and this, I guess their defense, like it's shown a little bit, has been all right. They're still bad. They still can't stop the run. They give up 181 yards a game, so ECU should be able to kind of do what they want. I just think the number's a little bit big, but it's not over. This is one where I like 17.5.
I love 17. Yeah, 17.
Yeah, 17, 17.5.
Yeah.
I think so too. Tulsa kind of always gets up and plays ECU tough. ECU is at home, and yeah, they do have the better quarterback in this game. But laying numbers like this is just not a spot too much where I'd like to back them. So as of now, I'm off.
My one fear is I take Tulsa.
If Tulsa can score, they have to score. If they score, this game goes over too. Yeah. They've struggled though. It happened against Memphis, where if that doesn't happen, then it stays under. And we'll see how this ECU defense is, which has been all right at times.
Oh, the shutdown Army.
They've been
better in that game last week against Tulane. The longer it went on.
Yeah, some of the numbers for them, they've been all right this year. ECU.
And the last time ECU played a Thursday night home game was just Army 28-6. They won by 22, blew out Army. So. It's not an easy decision to say, yeah, let's take Tulsa with how they've looked, but they're off a bye. They played ECU tough. My fear is I take Tulsa. They're in the game, down by 7, and then a couple mistakes. Kirk Francis is a mistake-prone quarterback, and this is just a guy that doesn't seem to be getting better, as he played here at Tulsa. And he's, not the most reliable guy. He's barely completing 60% completions. He's got more INTs than touchdowns so far this season. That is my concern.
He's a tough watch sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Shit.
But, I'm still leaning Tulsa there.